Living in the Kitchen, sponsored by Winn-Dixie, built by ProCraft Cabinetry.
That's right. We are living in the kitchen with Chef Vernetta of Palate Jacks, inspired by the love of food. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So I can already smell some good stuff happening here. So what are we making today?
So today we're going to do a Chilean sea bass, and we're going to do it with pasta, an assortment of mushrooms, as well as a pea puree.
Oh my gosh. So let's go ahead and get that started.
Yes.
I've actually I've had sea bass like at a restaurant, but I would feel too intimidated to make this myself.
It's very simple. It's very light fish, kind of somewhat oily, so you want to watch your oil with it.
Oh, okay.
And I've already started some oil in the pan.
And that is just a teeny bit.
Just a teeny bit of oil, and I've lightly seasoned the sea bass. Turn it on high because we want to get a nice sear on it.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and put our sea bass down. One thing into getting a nice sear is making sure that we dry it off. So we want to make sure that our fish, once we wash it and clean it, that we dry it really well.
And why is that important?
Because you want to get that sear, and then water will make steam, and we don't want to make the steam. So we want to kind of make sure it's as dry as possible.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I would not have known that. These are pretty thick pieces. Is this normal?
This is a normal cut of the Chilean sea bass. And you can get regular, like a striped bass, but then you can also get Chilean sea bass. And I always say Chilean sea bass is a treat. So
that's what I hear.
A little bit
People
costly.
really love it.
Yeah, so if you want to do it, you probably want to do it when you're for a special occasion.
Okay, good to know.
Yes.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
Nice. Yeah, so that would be a perfect occasion to do the Chilean sea bass.
Okay. About how long do we sear on each side?
So we want to do about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, and then you can also finish it in the oven. But today we're just going to do a nice sear on the pan. We're going to let it get a color on it, and then we're going to turn it, and then we'll use that to top our pasta when we finish.
Okay, great. And do you do that by kind of just eyeballing it, or do you use a food thermometer? Okay, eyeball it. Well, she's a pro, right? All right, so while that's searing, tell us a little bit about how you got into cooking.
Okay, so it's so funny. My mom cooked for about 43 years, and I swore I would never cook. And then I learned so much from her. Decided when I was about 26 to go to culinary school.
Very nice.
So I went to culinary school at 26, and I finished in 2006. So I've been doing this for about 19 years now, and I love every minute of it. You know, sometimes as a chef, you want to stretch yourself. Sometimes you feel like maybe you should do a little bit more, maybe you should do a little bit less. But I think as long as you're being true to yourself in the kitchen and what you like to cook, I think that's the best way to go.
Okay, great. Well, congratulations, because I hear you just opened a brick and mortar.
Yeah, so I've been doing catering, and I just recently, last May, opened a brick and mortar, a very small brick and mortar. I'm kind of getting myself out there, and it's different than catering, but I'm loving every minute of it, and I'm learning a lot. It's a little bit different than the catering world.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. And you even teach a little bit too, right?
Yeah, so having the brick and mortar allowed me for people to kind of come in and do some cooking classes as well. So I've done anything from students to seniors to just girlfriends having fun.
Yeah, so where are you located then?
I'm off of San Jose Boulevard, so I would say close to the Lakewood area, in between San Marco and Mandarin.
Okay, wonderful. And then if somebody is interested in taking classes, do they just kind of walk in, or would you prefer, like, you probably need to book it?
Yes, you can go to our website, and once you look on the website, we have classes on there as well, or you can kind of reach out to me because we do customized classes too. Yeah, so getting a lot of calls right now for Galentine events.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, to have all your girlfriends come together, that would be really fun.
Yes.
Do you get to pick the dish, or do they pick the dish?
So sometimes I have preset menus, but I'm always open to customizing menus.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. What does it look like now?
So let's go ahead, and I have it on low right now. I didn't turn it up super high. And that's another thing with fish. We don't want to move it too much, but if we just kind of
Well, sorry, I'm like making her move it. I'm just so curious what it looks like on the bottom there.
You're okay. We'll give it a nice turn, and as you see, we're starting to develop some of that color, so I'm going to turn it back over.
Just a little bit longer?
A little bit longer, and I went ahead and turned the fire up a little bit higher.
Okay, wonderful. And so what are we going to be adding to this dish? I see you have a little puree here.
So we have a pea puree. We're going to put that down at the bottom of our bowl. We're going to saute some fresh pasta. So I made the pasta fresh yesterday.
What?
So this is it in its fresh form, and then I went ahead and blanched that off for us. We're going to saute that. We have some delicious trumpet mushrooms.
Those are huge.
Yes, and then we have some shiitake and baby bello mushrooms. And you know, people when we were younger, we didn't really eat a lot of mushrooms, but mushrooms have a lot of potassium, a lot of fiber, a lot of folate in them, and also does the pea puree too. So, and I use pea puree today, but you can do a spinach puree or anything that you like to get your greens in.
It sounds amazing. Okay, well, stay tuned, guys, because of course we're going to have part 2 with Chef Vernetta. I cannot wait to try it. It sounds amazing. But in the meantime,